suspensions. Walker's is due to injury. Semifinals less than 4.5 hours away. The first one will be here in the greater Miami area. Sooners and Tigers. Michigan State and Alabama will follow from the Cotton Bowl. Time to take a look at our New Year's Eve Saturday selections on a Thursday, and it is brought to you by Chevrolet. And let's start with Joey Galloway and Butch Davis and start with the first New Year's Six Bowl, which will match Houston and Florida State, guys.
I love what Tom Herman has done with Greg Ward Jr. I love what he's done with Houston, of how far they've come. Not enough to stop Dalvin Cook. I'll take Florida State.
Absolutely. I think that it's going to be an offensive showdown today. Both teams are going to put a lot of points up. I like Florida State to beat Houston.
All right. Got a couple of Florida State picks. Kirk Herbstreit joining us from Dallas. Kirk, who do you have?
I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to anticipate that Florida State, as Butch Davis talked about, will not be enthused. Although by watching your warm-up scene, it looked like DeMarcus Walker and that defense looked maybe a little bit more enthused, and I'm giving him credit. But I'm going with Greg Ward and Houston, more at stake, more motivated. I'm going with Houston to upset Florida State.
You know, I do think Houston will be motivated, but I just think Florida State got so many alpha males. I think they're going to be up for the challenge. And I think Dalvin Cook is just going to be too much for Houston. So I'm going with the Seminoles in a close game, though.
Not so fast, Herbstreit. Long way, not so fast. Florida State's young. They want this game. It's a big game. Florida State by 2 touchdowns.
A gold grill or not, I think Dalvin Cook's just so good. Best player on the field, so I'll roll with Florida State, too.
A lot of Florida State picks. That's the first New Year's Six game. And then we have one of the semifinals, and the nightcap of the semifinals will be the Cotton Bowl. It's been a half century since Michigan State won a national title. Standing in their way in the semis, the most important unit in all of the playoff, Alabama's front seven. Keeping that group from controlling the game, not daunting when you consider that Michigan State has won all of these games in the last second. Destiny meets defense tonight.
Everything's on the line in this game, you know. We got an opportunity to play for the national championship. Take this program somewhere it hasn't been since the 60s.
We're relentless with our running game, passing game, our defense. We're just going to keep coming at them, and they better be ready.
Obviously, our season's on the line. You know, this is a semifinal, so if we lose, we're done.
Well, if you've ever been in a fist fight, it's, you know, just think of it as that. That's what it's going to be like.
Messy, just grimy, just dirty, and just filthy. Just exactly the way we like it.
It's all about whoever gets it done. It's all about getting the job done now. Whoever wins gets bragging rights, so that's what it's all about.
Joey and Butch. Joey, you get to go first. Who gets it done in the Cotton Bowl?
In a tough game, a lot of defense in this game. Connor Cook's going to make some plays. Coker's going to make a few plays. Alabama's going to make enough plays, get enough stops to win.
Yeah, I think Alabama's going to win the football game. They are unbelievably talented on defense. They're going to crush the running game, put a lot of pressure on Connor Cook. Special teams-wise, they're also, every game they come up with a way to block a kick, return a punt for a touchdown, and then Derrick Henry's going to control the game, running the game. That's going to give them big play shot opportunities in play-action pass.
All right, Herbie's going to have a ball calling the game, so he won't make a pick. Just give us a key.
Reese, I think the key, as much as we're hyping this game as being a physical game, I think it's going to be the quarterback play, whether it's Connor Cook on early downs trying to find an opportunity to make plays through the air, or look out for Jake Coker, a play action early downs, throwing to Calvin Ridley downfield. I think quarterbacks will ultimately decide this game here in Arlington.
I agree with Kirk. I think quarterbacks will decide this game. And when you look at Connor Cook, obviously he's a guy we've talked about all day long about how accurate he is and how smart he is. I think that Nick Saban's defense is going to figure a way out to make Connor Cook turn the ball over, and that's going to decide who wins this game. I'm going with Alabama in a close one, Coach.
Alabama, close, closer than the experts think. 10 points is too much. Alabama, close, 1 point.
And I tell you what, Alabama, we've crushed them over the years for their special teams, rightfully so. Alabama fans know exactly what we're talking about. The punt return game, Cyrus Jones, I think might make a big enough difference in this ball game. I think it's the turnovers from Michigan State. They get a few for Alabama. Alabama wins.
That is the second college football playoff semifinal. The first one will be in the Orange Bowl, Oklahoma and Clemson. And if you happen to grab Oklahoma center Ty Darlington's phone, have a look at the lock screen and the lock code. It's 40-6 with a picture of a Clemson player, a constant reminder of the Sooners' embarrassing loss to the Tigers last year. The Sooners have seized on every motivational angle possible. That game, Baker Mayfield's Heisman snub, the slip to the 4th seed in the playoffs. And perhaps somehow Clemson, through all of this motivation for the Sooners, has picked up some motivation themselves.
I feel like they walked through that game last year thinking that, oh, it's just Clemson, it's going to be an easy win, and we proved them wrong.
They beat us by 34 points and just embarrassed us, flat out embarrassed us.
We got our butts kicked, just pretty much simple as that.
I'm sure they're going to be ready to prove to the world otherwise that game was a fluke.
It's ultimately what motivated us and propelled us to be where we're at right now. We have a lot of fuel from last year, and so we're still using that.
I don't think anybody's going to have any more motivation than the other team. This is the Final Four. I mean, we're playing for the national championship, and so are they.
We'll just let our players talk on the other 30 plays. We'll see.
All right, Joey, make a pick here. Who wins it?
We talk so much about these quarterbacks on both sides, but this is going to come down to a key turnover. Coach Corso told us Oklahoma's defense creates turnovers, Oklahoma wins.
I think Oklahoma wins. The explosiveness of Baker Mayfield, Sterling Shepard, Samaje Perine, Joe Mixon, I think they're going to outscore Clemson.
Couple of Oklahoma picks. Herbie, you can pick this one. Who wins it?
I like Oklahoma to win this football game. I think Baker Mayfield's going to make the plays, and I think the loss of Charles Walker is significant. But I think ultimately Oklahoma, on both sides of the football, find a way to win a very, as everybody's saying, a very, very close game.
Hey, Kirk, I think it's going to be a close game, but I'm going with the most dynamic player in all of college football playoff right now, Deshaun Watson. I think Clemson's going to win this game. He's going to be too much for Oklahoma's defense, just like Gerard Hurd was when he kept running it from the quarterback position when Texas beat Oklahoma. So I'm going Clemson Tigers.
We had to put our picks in already. Deion Kane, for me, being suspended and being gone was the point that tipped me back over to the Oklahoma side. Now Walker kind of makes it even, but I'll go Oklahoma. I guess I'll stick with my pick. It's going to be a close-fought game. Deshaun Watson is the best player on the field. Oklahoma makes enough plays and gets it done.
Well, let me tell you something. There's no better place to ring in the New Year's than South Beach.
Amen.
Warm weather, great food, beautiful and vibrant people. You know what they say down here, don't you, Desmond? Sun's out, guns are out. Yeah. Oklahoma, and give me those guns.
Oh, no. Oh, yes, harmless.
Oklahoma!
Be careful in case that steak shotguns. What is it?
I'm happy that it was a shotgun. I'm happy, though.
Compared to the one you had in Stillwater, I like that one a lot better. Another pick for Oklahoma. You're on an island there.
I see.
With Clemson.
Not so fast.
Who did the Bear pick?
Clemson.
The Bears got Clemson. You and the Bear are on Clemson. Herbie was a long way away from the fireworks. Kirk will be on the call in the national semifinal. In the Cotton Bowl, about 4 hours away from the Orange Bowl with the New Year's right now with the peak.
Can't give you a real weapon, Coach.